The screen glows in the dark, a cold blue light cutting through the silence of your bedroom. 2 a.m. Your thumb hovers over the glass. You check the thread again. 1 gray tick, then 2. No blue. Your heart rate climbs. 85 beats per minute. 90, 100. A sharp tightness forms in your chest, right behind the sternum. You think you are communicating. You think you are building a connection. You are wrong. This is not communication. This is a digital cage. You are a prisoner to a piece of glass and a woman's attention that you haven't earned. Most men think the game of attraction is won with the right words, the perfect pickup line, the witty comeback. They spend hours crafting a sentence, searching for a dopamine hit that lasts for 3 seconds. They are losing, very quickly, very badly, because they lack the one thing a high-value man possesses by nature: Stoic discipline. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Look at your phone. Who is the master right now? The device? Her ghosted reply? Or you? Every time you refresh that screen, you're handing over a piece of your soul to the void. You're telling the universe that your peace of mind depends on a notification. That ends today. We are not here to learn how to trick her into liking you. We are here to rebuild your fortress, to turn your phone from a source of anxiety into a tool of absolute intent. There are 9 rules to the digital game. Most men break all of them before they even hit send. But the first rule is the hardest to swallow. It's the rule that separates the men who lead from the boys who follow. And it starts with the one thing you are most afraid of. Your thumb is twitching. You saw the notification 10 minutes ago. Now a war is breaking out inside your skull. One side says, reply now, show her you're interested. The other side, the weaker side, is just starving for her validation. This brings us to rule number 1, the mirror of reality. Most men text like they're running out of air. They reply in seconds. They send paragraphs to answer a, "Hey, stop." In the eyes of a high-value man, time is the only currency that cannot be printed. When you reply instantly, you aren't being attentive. You are being available. And in the world of attraction, availability is the death of desire. If she takes 4 hours to reply, you do not reply in 4 seconds. That is not a game. That is self-respect. You are matching her investment level. You are showing that your life is populated by things more important than a chat bubble. Rule number 2, the Law of Brevity. Seneca said, "Speech is the mirror of the mind. If your texts are cluttered, long, and desperate, your mind is a mess." Look at your sent messages. Are you explaining yourself? Are you justifying your day? A Stoic does not explain. He states, if she asks why you haven't called, don't send a list of excuses. One sentence is enough. I was busy building. Less is more. Less is power. Less is mystery. When you use fewer words, every word you do send carries the weight of a mountain. You become the man who says what he means and means what he says. Rule number 3, the wall of non-reaction. This is where 99% of men fail. She ghosts you, or she gives you a one-word answer after a great date. The average man feels the heat rising in his neck. His face flushes. He sends the check-in text. Hey, did you get my last message? Congratulations, you just surrendered your fortress. A Stoic looks at a silent phone and feels nothing, because his happiness is not a hostage to her reply. If she doesn't respond, the wall remains. You don't double text. You don't ask why. You don't get angry. You simply move on to the next task in your life. Attraction is not built through convincing. It is built through the space you leave behind. But even if you master silence, there is a deeper trap. A trap that lies in your own emotions when she finally does reach out. If you don't master the inner fortress, your silence is just a mask that will eventually slip. The next 3 rules are about to change how you see her texts forever. Your phone vibrates, she replied, but it's not what you wanted. A one-word answer. Or worse, the seen status has been sitting there for 6 hours. Most men feel a physical itch, a restlessness in the hands. They want to fix it. They want to explain. This brings us to rule number 4, the sovereignty of the seen. In Stoicism, there is the dichotomy of control. You control your message. You do not control her reading it. You do not control her liking it. And you certainly do not control her responding to it. When you see those blue ticks and no reply, your lizard brain screams, "I am being rejected." The Stoic mind whispers, "An external event has occurred. It has no power to disturb me unless I allow it." Stop looking at the ticks. The moment you hit send, that message no longer belongs to you. It belongs to the world. If she replies in a week, fine. If she never replies, also fine. Your value is not a variable in her equation. It is a constant in yours. Rule number 5, the death of the checking in text. Hey, how's your day? Just checking in. Did you see my last text? These are not messages. They are white flags of surrender. They are the sounds of a man begging for a crumb of attention. A high-value man never checks in. He is not a waiter at a restaurant. He is a king in his own domain. Every text must have a purpose, an invitation, a piece of information, a spark of genuine humor. If you have nothing to say that adds value to your own life or hers, stay silent. Silence is better than noise. Think of your attention as a high-performance engine. You don't waste the fuel idling in the driveway. You only start the engine when you are ready to go somewhere. Rule number 6, the wisdom of the ghost. Modern dating has made ghosting seem like a crime. In the world of the Stoic, walking away is the ultimate act of justice to yourself. If she is inconsistent, if she plays games, if she treats your time like a toy, you do not get angry. Anger is a weakness. It means she still has a hook in your soul. Instead, you practice rational withdrawal. You don't send a long goodbye text. You don't explain why you're leaving. You simply stop. You vanish. Not out of spite, but out of a rational realization that your energy is better spent on your mission, your fitness, and your own mind. No reaction, no resentment, no regret. You disappear because you have a fortress to build, and she is no longer invited inside the walls. But be careful. Once you start disappearing, the world starts to notice. They start to wonder, and that is when the real tests begin. The next 3 rules will show you how to handle the re-engagement and how to make sure you never fall back into the trap again. The cursor blinks. It's a rhythmic, digital heartbeat, waiting for you to bleed your value onto the screen. You think you are being nice. You think you are being romantic. You are being a tax, a social tax. This brings us to the expanded rule number 7, the digital surgeon. Most men operate like flyer distributors on a busy street corner. They throw good morning and how's your day at everyone, hoping someone will stop. They treat their attention like a cheap commodity. A Stoic treats his attention like a surgical strike. If you are texting her just to keep the flame alive, you are actually suffocating it. Oxygen needs space to burn. Stop sending the good morning text. It's not a gift. It's a demand. You are demanding her attention before she's even had her coffee. You are telling her that the first thing on your mind is her, not your mission. That is not attraction. That is a red flag of low-value availability. A surgeon doesn't cut unless it's necessary. A man of value doesn't text unless he's moving the needle. Every message you send must have a return on investment. If the text doesn't lead to a date, a laugh that reinforces your character, or a logistical win, delete the draft. Rule number 8, the information vacuum. There is a psychological law you must understand. The brain hates a vacuum. It will do anything to fill it. When you over-explain your day, you are filling that vacuum with garbage. I went to the gym, then I had a meeting, then I bought some groceries. Stop. You are boring her to death. You are an open book with no plot twists. The Stoic embraces the information vacuum. When she asks what you're doing, and you reply with a single photo of a sunset or a weight rack, no caption, you create a vacuum. She wonders, who is he with? What is he thinking? Why didn't he explain? Her imagination will build a version of you that is 10 times more attractive than the reality of you eating chicken and rice over a sink. Let her imagination do the work. The less you say, the more room she has to miss you. Rule number 9, the sovereign exit. Control is not about having the last word. Control is about knowing when the conversation has reached its peak and leaving right then. Most men wait for the conversation to die before they stop texting. They ride the wave until it crashes into the shore of boredom. The sovereign man leaves while the sun is still shining. If the conversation is great, if she's laughing, if the energy is high, that is your cue to vanish. I have to go. Talk soon. No explanation. No, I have a meeting at 4 p.m. Just an exit. This leaves her with a peak-end emotional anchor. She associates your digital presence with high energy, not with the awkward silence of a dying chat. Marcus Aurelius said, "Value is determined by what you give your attention to." If you give your attention to a screen for 3 hours, you are telling the universe your time is worth nothing. Look at your thumb right now. Is it controlled by your mind or by the dopamine hit of a notification? If you're ready to take the remote control of your life back, subscribe. We don't do easy here. We do effective. This is the bridge between the digital world and the physical one. But there is one final wall to climb, because all these rules mean nothing if you are still a prisoner inside your own head. The final lesson is the most dangerous one. It's the lesson that will either set you free or break you. Most men will listen to these rules and treat them like a new set of shackles. They will sit there, staring at their watch, counting the minutes until they are allowed to reply. They are still performing, still acting, still prisoners. But today, we break the performance. The ultimate Stoic rule is this: if you are using silence to get the girl, you have already lost. You are just a better trained beggar. The goal is not to act like you don't care. The goal is to actually not care. Not because you are cold, not because you are arrogant, but because your life is too vast, too mission-driven, and too aligned with virtue to be disturbed by the presence or absence of a text message. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations to get a date. He wrote them to save his soul while leading an empire. When you stop checking your phone, it shouldn't be a tactic. It should be because you are genuinely busy sharpening your mind, strengthening your body, or building a legacy that will outlast your physical form. When you become that man, the rules disappear. You don't need to match her response time because you didn't even notice when she replied. You don't need to craft the perfect minimalist text because you have nothing to prove. You are no longer playing the game. You are the game. Look at your phone one last time. Is it a tool for your empire? Or is it the remote control for your emotions? If she never replies, your sun still rises. If she leaves, your fortress remains. If the world goes silent, your inner voice is enough. Stop being a spectator in your own life. Stop waiting for the blue ticks to tell you who you are. Put the phone down. Walk outside. The world is waiting for a man who cannot be moved. Go become him.